You finally arrived, but our records don't show from where.
Hey everyone, Greb here again, this time with a short quick start guide for new players on making a character that starts with very high hit chance. We're talking 90% plus to start, which can reach 160 and higher over the course of the game as you increase your skills and attributes. We'll start with going over the absolute optimal level 1 melee character before discussing other options later if you want to play as different races, and I'll go over the exact formulas too so you can see how it all works under the hood. Our optimised melee character will be a red guard, as they are the only race to get plus 15 to a melee weapon skill, that being in long blades, so we're going to push for a long blade focused build here as much as possible. At class creation you want to hit make your own class, but the three most important things are specialisation, which should be for combat to get another plus 5 to long blade, your two favoured attributes, which should be agility and luck, and a major skill in long blade, which adds another 25 points. Everything else you can pick whatever you like. For birth sign you want the warrior for the extra 10 to fortify attack, which as I mentioned in my big guide video, means accuracy. Return Fargoth's ring and get yourself a long blade. Choices are limited in the first store, but you can find much better once you get to Balmora and into the wider world. All you gotta know when picking a weapon is the heavier it is, the more fatigue it'll consume per swing, which will affect your chance to hit. Finally, make sure use best attack is enabled in your options to default to whatever attack your weapon has the highest stats in. Otherwise, you have to attack while moving forward or back to thrust, moving sideways to slash, or standing still to chop. Alright, that's all you need, so as we watch them go through the first dungeon, I'll take a moment to explain the whole hit chance formula. Oh yeah, for those like me whose brains fizzle out looking at formulas, I'll break it down for you. First, take your weapon skill, in our character's case he has 50 long blade, then take a fifth of your agility and a tenth of your luck and add both those on, that puts us at 65 total so far. And next is the fatigue calculation, which basically results in a multiplication of 0.75 when empty and 1.25 when full. So it's between a 25% bonus or penalty depending on how full the bar is. So 65 plus 25% to give us an extra bonus of 16.25 for a total hit chance of 81.25 so far. Lastly, after all that calculation is done, you add any Fortify attack effects you have on, and for us that's the warrior sign for an extra 10. So that pushes us to a final hit chance of 91.25, as long as we manage our fatigue and keep it as high as possible. If we're to add the racial power of Adrenaline Rush, it'd push our agility to 100, making our total hit chance then 103.75. However, if all that was a blur of maths for you and you just want to swing big sword like the barbarian you are, all you gotta remember is this ranking of stats. Most important is your weapon skill, followed by your current fatigue level, then your agility and luck. Keep all these numbers high and you'll always hit. Okay, with all that sorted, let's discuss your other options for other races. Most races get either no bonus weapon skill, a plus 5 or a plus 10. Red guards are the only ones to get a plus 15 to a melee weapon at creation, which is why I suggested them. Following the class and birth sign instructions earlier with other races gets you the following results. Races with no weapon bonus, you're looking at a max hit chance of around 67 to 70% before any level ups. Races with a plus 5 will get you in the range of 73 to 81, a plus 10 will get you in the 80 to 88 range, and a plus 15 with a red guard's long blade, as mentioned earlier, gets you to 91.25. If you're going ranged with a wood elf marksman though, that takes you to 93.75. Also, if you go with an orc, the orcish berserk power gives a once a day fortify attack of 100 points for a minute. So if you went all out with an axe-wielding berserker orc, your hit chance would come to 177.5 to hit at level 1. Though only for the minute that berserk is in effect for, of course. So now you know everything about hit chance calculation, you can get out there and stop whiffing your attacks. Oh, and for timing your attacks, charge it for a second or so first for max damage. Spam attacks do very little damage, but each hit does level you up faster. As a final note, I am aware there are mods to remove the mechanic of hit chance entirely, but I'd recommend strongly against them, as NPCs work on the same rules as the player. This means they'll all hit 100% of the time too, introducing huge difficulty spikes whenever you encounter someone with a powerful weapon, as the removal of hit chance naturally removes yours and everyone else's dodge chances too. And that covers all of that, so thank you all for watching. if this helped you, feel free to let me know with a comment, drop a like if you have time, and feel free to suggest topics for future guides, as I want to help more people get into Morrowind with my content. And with that, I'll see you next time.